Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Wrestling Review Show here on the Matt and John Mega Podcast YouTube channel for today, March 19th, 2021. And you can see over my right hand shoulder, if you haven't followed yet, or even down below right here somewhere, there you go. The at MJ Mega Podcast. That is the Twitter handle. Easy for me to say. There you can follow us there. So yeah. So let's get into again the first show that just ended. Like always, we have Friday night Smackdown.
Yeah, it was an okay show. Just pretty much just setting things up for Fastlane, which has been the two most important things I felt, Matt, between obviously Roman, Daniel,
Yep,
and Daniel, and obviously we had Edge on defeat Jay, so he will be the special enforcer.
First match in 10 years.
Yeah, yeah, not exactly surprising. I get the feeling that we're probably are getting a triple threat at WrestleMania. It's the only thing that I can really think of as to why they would have Edge as a special enforcer here. I'm pretty much at the point now where I would be shocked if this wasn't a triple threat now.
I feel like they're doing that to protect Edge.
Yep, I
coming
think so.
Back.
And I also think too, and as you said, they don't want Edge losing, and they obviously don't want Roman losing. So Daniel's going to be a fall guy here. Is pretty much how I'm interpreting it now.
I would be okay because I don't think you want, because he just came back from being hurt again.
Yep.
So I think maybe that's the safe call, that Edge doesn't have to do all the work and get all the ass kicking. So there's more flexibility. He can
disqualifications too on that as well. So
he can fall asleep for 5 minutes and disappear. So I mean,
although he can handle it because he was in the Rumble for what 50 minutes. So I mean,
no. but a lot of that is
just laying,
kick in a corner, lay there. I don't think is intense as a possible 20-minute main event on the big stage. So I could see him doing that, but in logic sense, Daniel Bryan getting another opportunity doesn't make sense, because we assume obviously that he loses Sunday. Depending on how, you can always do some fucked up the shenanigans to get you there again.
A better question is, do we see Jimmy Uso, because he's been reportedly he is now cleared, and
I wouldn't be surprised if they hold it off at Mania.
Yeah,
for a return.
Right.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. But
yeah, I don't think. I think Mania. I think it's the big spot that for that to return for Roman to pull up a victory over Edge and or Daniel Bryan to do that heel thing, Jay gets taken out. You think, it's more of a fair game beat. It's a triple threat match. Let's do some Steiner math here, and then all of a sudden, somebody else comes. It's Jimmy, and do that.
And so yeah, we'll see where that goes. And Matt, I tell you, this whole build with Sasha and Bianca, I have pretty much hated this.
I would have never, I would never thought.
It just and like in being completely serious here, it's just like the day like zapped out all sorts of excitement that I had when they officially announced this thing. Just Reginald has just really just sucked the life think out of this thing here.
I think and I joke with you, but I do tend to agree about that. I think the tag title feud, I don't know. I don't think it was needed.
No.
Just
completely unnecessary.
Even if it wasn't Reginald in it.
Yeah,
I think Reginald, if you had Reginald with the tag team, but in a different storyline, I think it would be fine. Because
hell, I would be fine if he like just did align himself with Sasha, and Sasha is turning heel. That okay, because then it's clearly putting a focus on Sasha versus Bianca. But now it's just strictly about freaking Reginald, and now we're involving Nia and Shayna, which is completely unnecessary. So it just zapped any sort of interest that you might possibly have in that. So yeah, I am not really excited.
I would rather thinking about it, I would rather just have Reginald somehow down the line, like I don't know how you would have slowly officially done it, because especially the lead in, I don't know, the lead in into that up to that point of turning,
especially too when there's a good possibility this is going to be closing night one. Like it just does not feel like a big big WrestleMania match right now, and that's my issue with it right now. So we have that. And as far as the tag teams go, it looks like we're probably going to be having a fatal 4-way
on Mania.
Yeah, just based on that,
because we actually have somewhat of a division.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the Raw.
No, like to me,
thing.
Like to me, these teams will just create all kinds of
fun chaos.
Yeah, of like fun chaos. So I'm actually fine with that. So I'm okay with that.
They're actually, for bad or for worse, actually trying to invest time in more than one tag team facing the challengers, and there's actually one's getting win. There's actually
movement.
The one team won the night. Dominic and Ray, I think, won the night, and then Otis and Chad, I think, won. So there's actually not viable candidates for the tag teams. So at least they're doing that. Raw is Raw. Because what apparently, so New Day beat Hurt Business.
And now we're getting
Benjamin and Cedric, which first I don't agree, but not the worst thing in the world. And then because I didn't see Raw a lot. I didn't see really anything except SmackDown Live this week. I caught up on everything. Raw was YouTubed. Previous NXT was YouTube. AEW last week was YouTube, but I caught all of them today. But then I saw it was like on Twitter, it was like almost an AJ versus New Day, and I went, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, just like because now we're putting Cedric and Shelton on the side, who have been champions now for what, almost 2 or like 3 months now, and we're just going to pivot right to AJ versus AJ and Almost, who has not wrestled a single match yet on your biggest show. I'm not really a fan of this, and my whole thing is we couldn't find something for AJ. You couldn't work with somebody like in any sort of singles capacity. We are truly wasting his last years here with this company. Like it's truly baffling. Like hell, he was talking that, hey, I want to face like Triple H or something, I'm like, okay, yeah, H is like old, but like I'd rather see that than him tagging with him almost versus like New Day who are champions again. It's like, who cares? And then the other thing noteworthy on SmackDown, Matt, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which initially you would say man again, but this time roles are like reversed here, so it's kind of fresh.
And yeah, and
kind of fresh.
That, and plus it hasn't really happened in a bit,
right? And so I'm actually fine with this,
Yes.
because as like we know, these two will put on a great match on like WrestleMania. There is a history there, and you know, just now with like Sami as a heel and Kevin as a babyface, I feel it like works fine.
Yes. It's different
for that.
It's a different dynamic. Oh, and another thing, Apollo and Big E at that backstage.
It's their best. It's the best build going right now on either show right now, in my opinion. Apollo is just,
you can make, yeah.
It's just, he's one of the things I consistently look forward to every single week.
These two have sold me on this match on Sunday.
And I still think that they're gonna have like Piggy retain, but I think they're gonna do it in a way to where both guys are gonna come out looking pretty good here.
I feel like they're have to do a rematch at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even know why they're even having this match at Fastlane. Like, just save it. Just save it for Mania. Like, yeah,
I don't. I just wish I never had in general a Fastlane.
Right. It's such a waste. Like we're 2 weeks away or like 3 weeks away from Mania. It's just like, do we really need to have this show here? And the answer is no. So yeah, that was SmackDown. Nothing really happened on.
Edge did a freaking hurricane off the top rope.
Oh yeah, that was. I was like, oh,
like, wait, he never did that before.
Like,
at least,
nope.
Like, it's like, gee, it wasn't bad. I mean, you could tell it was the first time.
If he did, it was a long time ago. So
I don't. Yeah, but
yeah, that was SmackDown. We're not going to really touch on like Raw since outside of
we kind of did the talking points already.
Yeah. There was like
Asuka got pissed.
Oh yeah, she gave Shayna those freaking receipts, man. Hey yo. We got like NXT Asuka there.
Asuka did not care for anything.
Just beat the crap out of her.
We had yo, it's slime time with.
Oh yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm like legitimately like, just, I'm not even watching the show. I'm just seeing to where, and I see Shane doing fucking hopscotch, and then he slimes Braun. I'm like, man, like, can we book Braun like a bigger gig? And I say this every single week, and every single week they just outdo it.
I think, and then a side note, I think Roto and Ali, if I remember from YouTube, actually looked pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing more. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, so AEW Dynamite. I gotta say, this was a like really fun show for me.
This was a 2-segment show for me in terms of 2 things I really, really enjoyed.
Oh well, and I think I know what those 2 things are.
I think we were in a definite agreement on these 2 things.
And
the 2 things that completely stood out and poo on everybody else.
Well, yeah, I mean, hell, that freaking main event, man. Like, I'm still on a high from that. Like I knew these. And as you can see, I can only imagine what Adam Cole's reaction was when he sees his girl come home and she's just a bloody mess. But man, like this was they went a lot further than I thought that they were going, Matt.
Yes.
But that was really good. Like lights out match. This is kind of what you need.
That was, I think, what they Kevin Owens wants to know who's they. They meaning the women's division.
But Tony Khan
needed something now. Okay, yay, you did it once. I'm not putting it on the match. I'm just like, yay, you did it once. Now you keep it. Got to keep it going.
And they were hinting at that basically one of these girls is going to be feuding with Shida, which thank you. And also and man, this just showed between these two, Jade, like they should be the people you were featuring every single week. Like no more of these freaking Joshi. Focus on the girls who are there every week for you.
But the match, cool spots. Obviously, got the blood, worked there. You don't need it every match in general. This worked,
but this called for it. So
yes, obviously, yes. When you're doing all this crap, it was fun to watch. I liked. We had the thumbtacks. I don't know how Britt's gonna have some get some hydrogen peroxide on every and just take a hydrogen peroxide bath.
And Matt, that was a great shot when she just drenched in like blood, and she knew where that camera was, and she looked right at it. I was like, that was just a beautiful shot right there.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I'm glad the Annie what did Rosa do the through the table? What move was it? Was it a pile driver or something, right? Through it. I'm glad that was the finish because you get people that they do crazy thing and you're like, how did that not beat you?
Like that was pretty clear there. And
you hit the thumbtack spot and they didn't win. I'm like, okay, gotta do something else. And that if that was definitive, if it wasn't, I would have been more mad. I would have been upset, but that was good. You freaking killed her through a table with thumbtacks in her. She's a bloody freaking mess.
Right.
Good finish. I wouldn't be mad with either of these ladies winning.
No.
Which is just somebody who just wants to watch a match. I think it's a great thing. You don't care about the outcome per se.
No.
But
which I didn't care here.
So kudos to both of them.
And definitely one of these girls needs to beat Shida. Like
if
it's
they
time. It's
do
time.
Not after this.
It's
if
time.
They don't beat Shida.
Like especially for how much everyone has been putting this match over. Like you need to hit with that while that iron is freaking hot.
Yeah, Justin, totally agree. Perfect amount of brutality, physical. I think,
and this just it once again shows you, like when you put the right girls on TV, they're going to create magic, and this is exactly what happened here. Everyone is talking about this match.
Imagine if this was Shida and Abaddon.
Yeah, exactly. It just like and another girl who was on the show, Matt, was like Jade, and
you know what? Besides everything with the Shaq Cody storyline,
right, like she looked good here, man.
It's not bad,
and it looks like
it wasn't trash.
No, and it looks like they are going to be setting up her versus Red Velvet, which I am really looking, which makes sense, and I feel like these I feel like that they should really do well.
I'm not crapping on it. I'm pleasantly surprised, and that's good.
Mm-hmm. Now the other thing that I'm sure you really loved on the show was our boy MJF.
About freaking time we get the old MJF back.
And this is exactly what needed to happen. And basically, first we have Tully introduce
excellent promo
everyone, where he says, I started my career with the best 4 men in professional wrestling, and I'm going to end my career with the best men in professional wrestling.
I'm surprised you're not saying the 3 of the best men in Sean Spears.
Yeah, but even that, man, it's like,
but objectively, that's what he needed. He needed something.
Yeah, and man, just MJF just shit on everything involving the inner circle. He shit on all of the comedy stuff, and like he just really emphasized of how awful he felt just pretending to be like friends with Chris Jericho, and how like, and how he got everyone to believe. You all thought I was going to take control of the inner circle, while he wanted to just to destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed this MJF. Like, I'm the whole time watching was like, yes.
And this is
6 months of, as he says, and who he quoted, we know who he quoted, ha comedy bullshit.
Yep.
Which I laughed at that line. Which yeah, I mean, at times it was. And now, as bad as some of those segments we've talked about, just the helps make the difference of MJF stand out that much more. I said that poorly, but I guess you're getting what I'm trying to say.
That this was his best promo since you've seen him?
I would say definitely top 3.
Yeah, I think that it was.
I can't think of something off the top of my head. Can't think of anything else. I mean, there's probably other ones that can rival it, but this
like,
was,
he never had a like angle like this where he had to follow up on it and really.
I think the only one a promo you can find was from the beginning against Cody. But yeah, he had putting everybody else over, talking about everybody in the group, and then talking about himself. Finish and burning Jericho with the burns, and wasn't like legit very heelish. I thought this was excellent.
I also like
nothing bad.
Also like to he put over every single person there. FTR, Sean Spears, and especially Wardlow, who to me,
and even Tully,
and Tully, like, to me, the guy who's going to come out great out of like this whole group is definitely Wardlow. At some point, he's going to have his Dave Bautista moment.
One would hope.
I mean, like, just I yes, as you said. So
I think who will greatly, like I said before, greatly benefit. I think Spears does.
Like, he needs his groups. Like,
I think it could be almost the Orton of the group, of coming out in terms of like that brash, cocky look. When I first saw him coming out when they opened the show, coming out of the plane and limousine, I just had
that looked great, by the way.
The Evolution theme song going in my head. So yeah, good first step. I mean, how can you not like this? Besides nitpicks, if there is any, if you have, but like
honestly, even as far as like nitpicks, I don't know what you can really poke at that.
I mean, it's something other than
it has to be something like just so
something above our pay grade of knowing of the wrestling business. But I'm just saying, if you do have any nitpicks, again, they're nitpicks, like anything on TV.
Right.
But yeah, I think one of the best non-wrestling segments of the night, obviously Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Right.
But these were the top two. Everything else I'm thinking of, I'm just like,
Cody versus Pentagon. Now, I will say I am glad that they're finally putting Pentagon in like singles, because to me, as great as him and Phoenix are as a tag team, they are way, way better as singles guys. Like, and like you were just seeing here, Penta's charisma is really coming out here. Even his weird ass translator is just it's just kind of funny, just how because it's
no, go, I'm sorry.
It's just like how I'm not sure if dry is like the word, but like it just comes off really really good. I feel the only thing I hated about this thing is, why did Cody have to freaking pin Pentagon here? That was the only thing I just did not understand about this match.
I think the saving grace in that is a roll up, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
In my that's not like a definitive
and he did attack Cody afterwards, so there this is obviously is going to be continuing here.
It was a decent match. I mean, from what I remember, I mean, it was good. I'm not gonna say it's not terrible. It wasn't bad. It's good.
So we'll see where that goes. We talked about like Jade and her just beating the absolute shit out of
Danny Jordan. She looked decent. It was good.
Yep.
You had the promo. MJF, the Pinnacle, named the Pinnacle. We should say that.
Yep.
I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Matt Hardy, the Blade, the Butcher. And Private Party versus Jurassic Express in Bear Country.
Yeah, I just did not care about this. Was the only thing on the show outside of like Phoenix and on Helico, who you just like tuned out. Yeah, I just but
I was more mad. See, I'm always the Blade. Was it the Blade? Yeah, bump for stunt.
Yeah,
and there was more stunt. I was like, no. And then
and by the way, he almost killed himself in this match. Like it just I was very happy when this thing was over. Matt, he wins, so
Jurassic Express and Bear Country are arguing ringside.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we're probably are be getting something going on between those two teams.
They had the Kingston Moxley promo.
Yeah, which I really like. Yeah, I really like Eddie and like Mox. They definitely complement each other really well here, and this eventually led to a tag match between them versus
the Good Brothers
versus the Good Brothers here. Like solid match. And then afterwards we saw Kenny going out with his entrance, which was hilarious. Snapping his fingers as he's about to come down, just beat the crap out of Eddie and like Mox. And I was like, oh, Cornette's gonna freaking love this thing.
I can't wait. I think not much. I don't know. I think I started right after this at the end there, kind of because I was running up against time here before you arrived, made your presence felt.
Yeah.
So I kind of post match kind of fast forward
Yeah,
enough to see what was happening.
Yeah. So basically, I think we're getting everything that's coming ahead between like Matt and like Nick and Kenny and
and
Anderson.
Yeah, they separated.
Right. So if I had to guess, we're probably are going to be getting a feud between Gallows and Anderson versus Matt and Nick for those titles because now Gallows and Anderson, they are like no longer Impact.
Well, they were
tag team champions now. So
they lost them before Wednesday.
Yeah, so Impact had Impact had a pay-per-view on Saturday, and that's where they lost them.
So then one nitpick lot went away. So okay.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes.
And they still only lost with a roll up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and there was one other thing. Did you see like Don Callis' interview or
the backstage
promo,
with the Young Bucks?
Yeah. That made no sense to me. Because
what part? Because not that I disagree. I'm trying to remember
because like he was saying, that the Bucks aren't the same and such. I'm like, dude, they're freaking champions right now. And then he went on to completely bury those entire titles there. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like,
okay, that's your point.
And like normally I really like his promos here, but this just made no sense whatsoever here.
Yeah, and then somehow they had to take a shot in with a "Don't slap your leg."
Yeah, and people, they were making such a like big deal about this. I'm like, guys, it's really not a freaking big deal here. Just like
the T-shirt or the
right,
roll?
Yeah, like they were like making out like they were kicking a like puppy or something here. Like it's just them poking fun at WWE's slap rule, which to me isn't a like freaking big deal.
I kind of in a way agree with no slap roll because it is more obvious.
Fine. Yeah. But it's like, but at the same point,
I'm more annoyed here. I'm more annoyed that people were annoyed with the role, and I'm also annoyed that they're making fun of him and being annoyed that there's a role. I'm like, it's no slap.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Now, like, so how my God, if the Young Bucks just go over the top of slapping themselves just to prove the point.
Wouldn't shock me, but
I'm like, oh God damn it!
All right, and then
anyways, that's a topic for a different day.
As we said, Phoenix versus on Helico.
I fast forward.
Yeah, like Phoenix wins
enough to watch what was that.
Right, and then as we said, we had that epic main event there. Where,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just exactly what you were hoping for. It's what everyone was talking about. Now the key is, how are they going to follow up with this with their women? Because as I have said on this show every single week, they have the capable people to put on a good, consistent.
Good weekend.
A good, consistent weekend and like week out matches, feuds, etc. They just need to book it and feature it in the correct way, and that has been the problem. It's just like they're more concerned in putting other people who aren't contracted with them instead of deal on people who they have signed. Like hell, next week Nyla Rose versus
that's what I was going to say
versus Ty Conti. You know what? I'm actually looking forward for that because Ty has improved a ton since she has like been there, and two, we'll see where things go with like Nyla, but to me, I think here you need to start to feature Ty.
No, I agree.
Ty Conti more because to me, Nyla is just a like lost cause at this point,
and that's why I'm saying I don't care about the match per se, because it's when I see Nyla Rose, I'm sorry, I don't care.
No.
And then after watching at least part of the match last week, but the whole and Vicky can't. Somebody teach Vicky how to like kick and throw a punch, or do something.
And I'm hoping like that's gonna be the like lasts of like Joshi's for a while. Let's focus
for Ty Conti.
Feature her more.
I will care about enough maybe to watch her.
Yeah. I'm
just sorry.
Just like feature her and just all those other girls there. So.
And then we have FTR and Sean Spears versus Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. Darby Allin's open challenge accepted by I guess John Silver, it says here.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about that. So they were teasing well, first of all, first of all, Archer, he cut a really nice promo there. I'm at the point now is like, why even bother having them Jake?
Are you missing your bun, John? Because you're a wiener. Remember that? God. He said that. Remember that?
Yeah.
He said that's not the first time he said that.
It's just like
that's not an that's something like
I love Jake, but man, like Archer just he doesn't really need him. And to me, it looks like they're teasing him versus Sting now by the looks of things, or him versus Darby. I don't know, but
and then like Team Taz comes out.
Yeah, and are we getting Cage is going to be leaving Team Taz?
That seemed it seemed random that he's doing it.
No, because it like makes sense. Just
I mean, it makes I was saying it makes sense, but it's like, but I don't know. It just
what
I'm trying.
They also I think they showed something on AEW Dark where like him and like Ricky Starks like they are having some sort of issues right now. So
I feel like that's put that on TV.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, I feel like that
so I'm not sitting around why.
Yeah, but
if it's a TV like Dynamite thing that's happening, I think you should put that on Dynamite and build other stuff. That's fine.
I think they mentioned something about that on the commentary, but never actually show like footage.
But,
so I mean, like I'm interested in that, just because it actually shows that they're gonna be doing something.
I'll say that was probably Cage. Brian Cage's best promo.
Oh, easily by far. And like
he didn't say like I agree or one sentence,
and like he was
meathead.
Direct, and I was like, okay, yeah. So we'll see where that goes.
I'll give him that. It was a small to the point thing.
Yeah.
And then also next week, Omega versus Matt Sydal non-title match. But if Sydal wins, he receives a title match.
Yeah, I will be shocked if Kenny loses. Just
to Matt Sydal.
Yeah, exactly. That ain't happened. So yeah. That was AEW Dynamite, a really fun show. I felt. So yeah. Now Matt, let's move on to NXT.
Yeah. We had Balor open the show with a promo on Karrion Kross after their quick confrontation to end the show last week. And Kross and Scarlett come out and pretty much they're staring at each other. Kross says something like Balor's gonna know when he squeezes the oxygen out of his skull and chokes him out, and then Balor says he's gonna know when it feels like to choke in the main event of a takeover. I like those two lines, playing off each other there. And then Scarlett takes the mic, and I think it's one of her longest promos she's cut since arriving in WWE.
Yeah, which she was definitely one of the focal points of the show
tonight. Yes.
Yeah, which they really just showed her how much influence that she clearly has. And the only thing I just didn't really understand is why are we involving these two with the tag champs? That felt just so freaking random to me. But I also think too, because there was a like COVID outbreak this week at the performance center.
Yeah.
So that was probably why this happened. But it was just weird how that just came out of like left field. But they were probably really limited as far as who were actually there.
She's using the tarot cards, which we saw her have done that before. You know, doing that. Yeah, not the magic's not the right word, but not sorcery. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that creepy stuff she's into, like the dark.
Yeah.
Magic's too, it makes it sound too hokey, but so it kind of makes sense in that sense. That's too many senses, but I guess they were limited and at least trying to, get gold on both of them and playing into everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that plays into what happened
at the end.
At the end. Then we get into we'll obviously get into the main event when we get to it. Then we get Dexter Loomis versus Austin Theory, with Johnny Johnny and Candace not there.
Yeah, I actually really like this here. Which I wonder if Johnny and Candace might have been some of the people exposed there. Probably is the case. But yeah,
or at least in quarantine.
Yeah,
because even Triple H, I think, was in quarantine as precaution.
Yeah, like he was.
So yeah, that does make sense. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean,
trying to teach him a lesson. Yeah, or build him up.
Right.
One of the two.
But yeah, Austin versus Loomis, a like really fun match. I'm actually really liking this whole thing here with Austin having his Stockholm syndrome and freaking Barrett just losing his damn mind on commentary about this. That he was pretty entertaining.
Wow.
For that there. So like that was good. Eventually, I think we're are going to be getting to Johnny versus Loomis because I just wonder what's the end game with Theory. I'm not exactly sure where that's exactly going.
I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're doing.
Yeah. Because to me it's either A, he is like joining Loomis, or B, he's turning on or he's going to eventually snap on Johnny, who's just clearly is just like using it.
I think that's more like I think the Loomis impact turns Austin on Johnny eventually, and then maybe combine both of your theories into one eventually,
right?
In some form. So I'm interested in that. I think another person who is probably affected by outbreak is Thatcher. Because
he wasn't there.
Champa says Thatcher isn't here because he figures the pyramid didn't like his answer last week. They're, I guess it was they had to do what they had to do for an explanation on a short.
But like you were like, yep, he was definitely one.
I didn't even think of that when I'm watching it. So maybe even Wolf too. I think even Wolf was there. No,
nope.
So that's another one.
No, he wasn't there either. Because I was like, oh, yep, there he was probably infected as well.
Yeah, but then we had Adam Cole cut a promo in the ring about Kyle O'Reilly. I thought this was another a good promo. I like a pissed off Adam Cole.
Yeah, to me, he is my favorite thing on the show now. Like, and him and Kyle are just gonna beat the living daylights out of each other. Man.
Well, let's just get into that later segment now, since we're on the topic of outside. The cops were called.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they actually arrested
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, and
Cole was in handcuffs, and he's swearing like legit, scene legit, and it shot really well. We don't know exactly what happened, but Cole said he was trying to run into him or he was trying to hit me and all that stuff. So like it seems really personal. I thought this
I
was
feel
good.
like that this would be perfect for a Hell in a Cell or something, or some like, because like to me this has to be a like no DQ, a like street fight,
street fight,
is something where it's like it's gotta be a freaking fight. I do not want to see no freaking rest holds or like wrestling moves here. Like these just needs to see these two just beating the absolute shit out of each other.
This would be like, I know they're not going to do it, but like a fight. This would be like a fight pit type of feud.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It wouldn't be a fight pit match, but something. What other match? What other match have they done in the past? I can't think of anything. It would.
Well, a like really old school match would be a like 3 stages of Hell, which I mean, like I wouldn't mind seeing that. Because this is extremely personal and. Man, just when Adam Cole is on his game, like there's not 3 better guys on the mic than him. Like there's very few people. There's very few people.
Even O'Reilly and his promo video promo when he gets from his phone, I thought was good too.
Put it this way, between him and MJF, I don't know who I would really choose over the other.
I would, strictly based off this week, I would go MJF.
Well, yeah, just like,
I think
like overall and in general.
I think I would give it to MJF. But
they're so close.
But that's not like a detriment to Cole. That's like 1A, 1B.
Well, and 2, they are different kinds of heels too. Whereas MJF.
Different formulas of how they're allowed to present promos.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if we saw Adam Cole on AEW, like to me, just like he isn't going to be as scripted as he is here.
But even though that promo didn't even sound scripted.
No, it sounded completely real.
Yeah, but I think it's just a structure of more PG. They're not going to swear as much as MJF is and stuff, but still really good. You can't compare promos, obviously, but they're still, when they're both on, they're on. But let's see what else here. I'm reading through. Even I just saw this today. We had, based on what happened last week, and hey, we have a division. We had Brizonga versus Legado del Fantasma. A decent match. Legado del Fantasma wins as expected,
which leads to Santos Escobar and
Jordan Devlin.
Devlin. And this thing I cannot wait for.
I'm glad they finally his travel ban, restriction ban was lifted. So they're finally have to do this.
This is one like between this and Adam Cole versus Kyle. Like this is the second match I am really looking forward to. Really looking forward to.
Oh hell, that, and then how even Cross and Balor I'm interested too.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but like as far as just like it's just like strictly wrestling, like I'm slightly looking forward for this.
I think this is gonna be freaking insane.
Yeah, like if they actually let these guys go,
they have 2 freaking nights.
You would think so.
Which I don't know how that is possible, but
which I'm pissed that I have to like miss one of them because hell, let's air this on a fucking Wednesday. Like, god damn you people. But yeah, I am really looking forward to that.
You're not gonna watch Dynamite on delay?
Huh? No.
Really?
Yes.
On a takeover?
Yes, really.
You mock.
Exactly.
You fanboy.
But man, like, were you shocked at like when Jordan headbutted Escobar and his mouth was really red? I was like, holy shit! Like
I wonder if that
I
was I'm gonna
I was wondering, like,
is that
like hard way?
I don't know. I don't care if it wasn't. That's a good visual.
But hell, that was a great freaking visual right there, man. Like that was real. That was really good. I'm as I said, really looking forward.
Then
to
we got this new wrestler Saray coming, another Japanese wrestler. She was known as Saree, Sareee. Apparently, it says here, which not too far away from her new name.
Right.
So I don't know much about her, but we'll see. Another already stacked roster. And continue with another stacked roster. We get Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai. I really like Zoe Stark, even her loss.
Really good wrestler. Definitely.
Yeah,
really
still look good even in defeat. Another.
Yep.
And then really good. Yeah, I think keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Into as like we said, like they have comments in her when they're putting her in the ring with people such as Aew and them, like that's pretty that's them having some confidence.
She just looks jacked.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
she looks like she is jacked.
She is jacked. Like
kick my ass.
Like it just
you don't want to mess with her.
No.
So even in defeat, I'm glad Dakota Kai, still gets a win there. And then after Io Shirai comes out with a contract, she wants Raquel the face for the title.
Like this.
The arrogance on Io to be like, I know I can beat you. Here, can sign it.
Yeah,
she's beating everybody.
I do really like that where she's going after the most dangerous woman right now. And this is definitely
Tony. She's beating everybody. Why don't you think why doesn't she think she can beat Raquel?
It makes a ton of sense there. And
another thing that it kind of makes sense even besides that is, hey, it's kind of retribution from no pun intended. Well, there's how little of a pun to be attended there.
Yeah.
From War Games, from the end there, Raquel slamming or choke slamming Io through a table and getting the pin. So in a way, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and we talked about this off air. It was like I just wish that they didn't do what they did with those women's tag titles, but
the only saving grace is Raquel's getting a title shot out of it.
Yeah, and
could you have done both? Yes,
could have, but yeah, I just it would have made it would have looked better rather than just like, oh, we're giving you these titles and then like literally 1 hour later with zero build, we're just gonna put the titles right onto Shotzi and Ember.
Yeah. And then we had Marcel Bartel versus Champa. Nice hurting match. Champa gets the win.
And then we see the return of Volta. Man,
he's back, baby.
Him versus Champa, man.
Oh my god. I just heard his slap. You heard that slap? I was like, oh my god, that was a good slap.
Him and Champa, man, take
my take. You know what? I hope that's on the second night. Damn it.
I'm hoping that it is too, because hell, man, like there's a lot of really good freaking matches coming.
I was just joking for you for watching AEW instead of that first. That was a joke. But regardless, second night, that deserves second night takeover.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so you got crap like Champa, Walter, Cole, O'Reilly, Finn, Cross, Io, Raquel.
We're probably getting like Johnny versus Loomis. You would imagine. Yeah,
I mean, son of a bitch. I mean, that's not bad.
It's like there's a lot of really interesting matches right there. And it looks like as well we're getting MSK versus the grizzled
young veterans.
Young veterans.
Isn't MSK supposed to get a title shot? since they won?
I know.
I swear to God.
Did or no, because didn't the grizzled young veterans attack them before the match began or something?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't recall.
But okay, Grizzled Young Veteran and MSK, that would be another solid match. We're probably going to get LA Knight and
like Bronson Reed.
We had LA Knight debut against Austin Gray. LA Knight.
It's way better on commentary. He was like, he just did.
It's a Gucci. It's a Gucci. He did the fat man in a little coat gimmick.
I was like, that was like like keep on featuring Reed, man. Like he is one of my favorite guys on NXT.
You know, it's weird. I kind of like LA Knight more than him right now. LA Knight.
LA Knight is just guy has just presence. He has charisma.
The promos speaking. He's got. If you hated the name now, he's got. I like the LA Knight thing.
Well, yeah. He was when he was on Impact. He would always go like Eli Drake.
So it works.
Yeah.
It's good. It is.
He keeps his gimmick. He was like, and anytime he cuts a promo, he's like, let me talk to you. So that should be good. And is the last thing the main event there, Matt?
Yeah, I think beside a vignette for T.S. Shaw, Xylee Boa and saying resistance will not be tolerated, obstacles will be removed, and I do not want to mess with Xylee.
No.
And there's another Xylee probably be on the takeover too. And then the main event, Cross and Balor versus Lorcan and Birch. Birch, Lorcan retain. With Balor taking the pin, but leading up to it, Balor drop kicks. Who did he drop kick? We're on Lorcan, who knocks out Scarlett, which obviously Karrion Kross is pissed. Which my critique on that was that Kross didn't look like he really saw it, and he was kind of like selling down below. Only critique there, but then Kross kind of just beats the crap out of Finn, ramming into the plexiglass, throws him in, so he's already like out of it, and then the uppercut by Lorcan, running uppercut, and Balor gets the pin.
I was just not a big fan of having your champion lose here. Like, I would rather them just do a freaking a disqualification.
I'm more surprised that they didn't. I'm
glad. I don't know why they just didn't do that there, because I don't care what the circumstances is. When someone like Finn Balor should not be losing under any circumstances. Like, it's just no. Well,
I give him a reprieve because he got his ass kicked before.
Well, yeah, like it like looked better, but at the same time, this is a shit that happens on like Monday Night Raw and Smackdown too. Champions should not be losing. Like,
see,
let's fucking stop that.
But at the same time, people get pissed when there's always non-finishes and DQs really finishes.
True, but I would rather have that than having champions lose. Like, it's a lesser of two evils, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the show goes off the air there, and Takeover is looking pretty strong in my opinion.
Eventful show, both shows,
right?
I think this was a good episode. Good episode of NXT, strong one. What's Justin say here? It also makes sense for Balor to lose because Irishmen must lose on St. Patrick's Day, just like wrestlers lose on their own time.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
yes.
They have been building this for quite some time. I just look like, to me, they need to put the towel on Kross now, because
I think it's definitely happening.
I will be shocked if he is not on either SmackDown or like Raw by SummerSlam. Like, I feel like he's on like borrowed time as far as being in NXT here.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna do it. Again, here's our Twitter page, obviously, right down below. Here you go. I'm on OBS. I just missed it. Follow us there for everything. Again, we live tweet pretty much every wrestling show. John really does UFC and usually other events too. We'll tweet. Probably should do more of that. But UFC and wrestling, obviously, you're gonna see it here on the Twitter. So yeah, that was a good show, good week. Especially AEW and NXT.
Right.
Smackdown was decent, and then there's the other show. How many shows we have? A, B, C, the D show.
If we could put it as a Z, we would, but in this case they are just a D.
The D show, and Impact doesn't even register on the scale.
We would have to actually watch that show, which we don't.
Besides the one time Omega was on, and then nobody cared after that.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks to everybody for watching, especially Justin Paz 111. Butchered that, I guess. For the comments, everybody else for watching. Again, like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel. Follow us on Twitter. You know the deal, all that stuff. You've heard it before. And tune into the podcast, a regular podcast where this channel is built around. Tomorrow and every Saturday at 3 p.m. we talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier that debuted today, streaming on Disney Plus. We talk about NFL free agency, Habib retiring, and what that means, and getting March Madness, and how and kind of related back to the NFL TV rights, and how just it seemed like we're talking about this every week, and how
it's constantly changing, man.
And how streaming's affecting just TV. We had a good discussion there. So check that out tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. So for John, I'm Matt. Again, thanks for watching our wrestling review show for this March 19th, and we'll see you back next week after Friday Night